Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next episode review for Ningen Fushin, episode 3. And this show has been turning into a pretty good series. And from this episode, now we get with Curran's backstory, how she ended up meeting our three characters beforehand. Which it was kind of like sad. It was very saddened for me because I felt sorry for the character. Not to mention that she's best dragon girl also, but how is she? How was she before she met our three other characters like Nick and Zem and Tiana, where she had this party, right? There was this guy that she liked, that she absolutely trusted. This leads up how she doesn't fully trust people. This is how it ended up she not fully trust, because there's one guy that that she fully trusted, who's this heroic adventurer named Kylos. Well, first of all, she went to she wanted to get the amulet. She wanted this amulet that which at the end of the episode, which Nick accidentally broke. But here she got she wanted this amulet, and there's the seller, the merchant, whatever, trying to swindle her, like saying that she pretended like she damaged it, right? So instead of costing for 20,000, it'll cost like 10,000. So he's trying to scam her basically, and the guy Kylos basically sold the guy out, showing that he's a fake, right? And he paid the one coin to give, but then he ends up taking it back, showing how the guy was trying to con Curran. And Curran was all happy, that how she has a guy like him, right? Not as a cult, but as a guy just to be around with that she fully trusts, right? And so they did all whole things, and also that there was also a bit where she had this. Among her things that she had was this family heirloom or whatever. It was, we see a bit with her dragonians, or with her race is called. It was an heirloom that I guess was a father that gave it to her. That meant a lot to her people, right? And then when it comes to there's this target they're gonna kill, like we see him kill she kills a huge beetle, and we see they're like taking the thing apart, and even like the guy Kettles takes like a piece of beetle meat, just eating it, and gives it to her. Okay, usually like how sometimes they just disappear or they just disintegrate, right? But actually we see him like take a part of the guts and stuff, like, and they just start eating it. And then when they try to get the next target they're trying to do is this snake, which I guess only it freezes because it has to gives time to charge. But this is where she gets the betrayal part, because it was this poison that kind of like paralyzed her, and since she did most of the work for them, now they just got it to hold still. Now they can just take it out by killing in the head, and the guy shows his true colors that shows this guy is a complete, that she fully trusted is a complete jackass now, because he and the two other guys that are with them, they just leave her behind, take all the things, and later when they get back to the place they were staying at, he took everything of hers, including the heirloom that her people gave her. So now left all alone now, and then she has a little bag of money with her though, but she's like how she was before, down the dumps, right? Until she sees this guy, who's a solo adventurer, right? Because what was the name of the solo eater, and sees it. And then the guy knows that she's there, right? And she follows him to all these different food places, orders what he orders, and she kind of like, gets all happy because gets back to being happy because she's eating all this good food, though. But the thing is, though, food costs money, and she's spending all this money on the good food that he's been going to, right? And until the point where they explain that he went to this, he went on an adventure alone, and because he's a solo guy, and he never came back. So, which ultimately leaves her where she ended up to that tavern where she met our 3 other main characters. And you think, and also again the point that back to where we're at now. You think that I thought that that Nick was going to be like, Nick thought that Curran was going to be really mad that he accidentally broke the amulet though, but it actually turns out that she doesn't fully really care about it because I think that I think having that amulet because it's also it makes her remember of that's the guy that she trusted gave it to her, made her think gave it to her for free because from the con artist, and now that it's broke right, it kind of like feels like a burden has been lifted off her. She doesn't have to worry about all that. She will always remember it though, but it just feel like that amulet was kind of like a big burn afterwards on her. So now that it's broken, she doesn't have to worry about that no more. But at least she'll still remember the scars, the memory about it though. And then also we found where Nick was trying to find it when he was trying to find another amulet that was like it. He meets with that idol again that from the first episode, that pop idol that she was in the crowd with, right? And you talked to her in the last episode too, so. But that same idol comes up talking to him, and he's carrying an ice cream that has freaking tentacles in it. I'm like, ice cream with freaking tentacles in it. Ugh. Or even the point where Curran gives Nick look at this meatball and a stick, right? It has like little wormy things it's in it, and she tells him make sure you chew thoroughly or they'll eat you from the inside out. So and he shows that, and he sees that Curran is acting all happy again, and just having that peaceful side of her that that wasn't there that when he saw her before, right? And it was nice seeing that she was acting all happy again. And I think it's after that belt, like I said, that amulet got broken. I think now that it feels like a weight is off her shoulders, basically. So it was nice that we get to see her backstory. That how she ended up training. Now, do all of our characters they still fully trust? They still got ways to go though till they actually trust each other. But especially with Curran after that horrible betrayal that she had. That's why she doesn't fully trust anybody though. But it's nice to see that she's been laughing and smiling with hanging out with Nick. Being so joyful. Having a good time. And that was nice. And then afterwards, they get called upon the old lady and at the tavern and the squirrel girl. You could say they have another mission for them because by the time they walk back into that tavern again, the people at the place they see them they're already F rank already. So they're already higher up in the ranks already. So they're wondering what this mission is. It has to deal with like a sword. It was like the Sword of Bond. It was a sword blade called the Sword of Bonds. So eventually they're going to have to take on this mission, get this mission on. Because after all, they always have to how they earn money, right? So yeah. But so episode 3, it was a really good episode. I thought it was a really good episode, especially with Curran's backstory. Like I said, I'm already liking Curran already. Like I said, he best dragon girl you can say. Like I said, I'm a sucker for those. But it was nice that she's acting all happy and all stuff, and just regaining that little sense of trust that had with Nick and all that stuff. So, but they still got ways to go till they fully become like trusty buddies, right? So. Yeah, but episode 3 of Ningen Fushin, it's been really good because, like I said, this show has been off to a pretty good start for me. A show that I've been growing to like a whole lot now. So I'm glad I'm reviewing this series now because I thought I was gonna review this. I thought I was gonna review the series of whether I would not, though. But you know what? I'm glad I am. Yeah. But episode 3 was pretty good, and especially with Curran's. This show was on focus on Curran, and this episode was, and the whole thing with the amulets. Basically she didn't really care because Nick thought she would be pissed though, but it turns out she doesn't care because, like I said, it's like a burn, a weight that's been lifted off her shoulders since that's been broken. So, but yeah, episode 3 I enjoyed, and I'm really enjoying this series a lot now. Yeah, but thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode review of that'll be next of Spy Classroom, and we'll see you next time. Later.